wanna win, cause Just Cash is back. You better tell your friends when Angel Reese walks in a bar with Asia Wilson and Caitlin Clark. These bookies don't know where to start. We be killing them all, tearing them apart. They can't mess with us, they can't mess with you. And I'm never gonna cuss cause I love you too. Hit thumbs up if you want good luck. Girls thinking that we fresh so they wanna We be winning the bets and they be rolling up. By far we the best, you ain't good enough. Ain't a damn thing funny, man, you know what's up. You wanna win some money, it's time to lock in, bruh.
Lock in, lock in, lock in, lock in.
Lock in, bruh.
Lock in, lock in, lock in, lock in.
It's a great rebound. It's a hard
Lock in, bruh.
And here we got another.
Lock in.
Just Cash.
Hello?
Yo. Hello.
Hello?
What's good, fam?
How you doing, E?
Hello. Doing pretty well. What's going on? How's everyone doing today? We are back. You already know what time it is. Here to talk a little WNBA
Just
action.
Cash.
It's just cash. That's right. That's right. Just on cue. Yeah, here we go. We got 3 games to talk about tonight. We got Indiana on a back-to-back, and I believe 3 games tomorrow as well. So plenty to talk about. Little recap from yesterday, and we got a bunch of stuff on the list for you guys this afternoon. All right, well, let's go ahead and hop into it. Beforehand, sorry. Join with Underrated. What's good, man? How are you?
Oh, hello. You almost forgot about me. I'm great. I got my energy.
I did.
I got my organic energy drink so I can keep up with your 2 Red Bulls. And we got Heat and 4 in the chat already. We got Kev Thomas in the chat already. Looking at his picture of Olivia Miles OnlyFans. We got Keenan Grant here. What's good, fellas? Yeah, he's down with the Olivia Miles OnlyFans. Big Kev. That's what's up, bro. It's all good. No hating over here, bro. Let's go! I think we're ready. We got good plays today. I'm excited.
We do. Yeah, let's talk about yesterday here real fast. So, to no surprise, I mean, we called it on stream. Skylar Diggins ended up being a DNP. No shocker there. Again, I think she's likely just going to be gone from this team here sooner than later. But Cardoso, easy sweat-free under. Cash all the bumps for her, no problem. And Vandersloot, unfortunate with the stinker. You know, I don't think either one of us were really expecting Cloud to also start alongside her. But it happened, and she continues to be on a hard minutes limit. So a bit of a lesson learned there, but I still think, you know, it was a solid matchup. And, bro, what a joke of a thing for the game. They made the assist of the game her one assist that she had. They were like, oh, it was the best of the game. like what? That was her only of the game.
Man, they didn't know what to do. They got to give her credit. That little garden gnome. They're just happy she's back, and oh man, she's like 50 years old out there. But I don't know. Just looking at her other 2 games with all those potentials, I thought maybe she would come through. That was all ridiculous thoughts by me. That was me getting sucked in by an over. I shouldn't have done that. I even doubled down on my own self, messed it all up. So hopefully people didn't go too hard with me. Yes. You know, we live and learn, huh? We live and learn.
We do. And, you know, we ended up making out really great with the live betting. So that's, you know, at least the thing we picked up on the back end. And then Alyssa Thomas, oh my goodness, scared my heart, you know, personally for her, because that non-contact injury, you know, it makes you always hold your breath. But that was unfortunate for the ladder that we ended up with her at the 7.5 line. Pretty easy picking up the 7. You know, that sucked. She ended up missing. It was like 3 minutes and some change of that third quarter, and then came back with 5 minutes or so, and just couldn't get another rebound. It sucked because the coach really switched up the defense in the fourth quarter, in the second half specifically. So instead of her picking up Cardoso on the pick and roll, coach was having both her and the other defender blitzing the opposing guard. So the whole time there, it was just, you know, Bonner picking up Cardoso down low and boxing her out. So that sucks. It really sucks whenever coaches make decisions like that in the middle of the game. But, you know, I get it. And still, you know, hit the 6.5 line. We were super heavy on that. And maybe this is one of those, you know, just kind of thinking out loud, even for myself. I know we ended up going with the ladder, but maybe instead of doing that the next time, I think we just double down or go up to a unit and a half on whatever the original play is and just kind of waive that risk altogether.
Yeah, but at the same time, it was a good play. I think it was just unfortunate she got hurt, It's nothing really you can do with being injured. It's another reason why unders are king, Another time.
Yeah.
But I think it was a great read. I think it was a great look. I would do it again if we had it. It was perfect spot for it. Just unfortunate she got hurt. So
I mean, we were cruising. We had 5 at half, and she picked up 2 fairly early in the third quarter. And I think honestly, it had everything to do with that injury because she was not trying to crash the glass whatsoever in that fourth quarter when she came back in.
Yeah, and also, if you really think about it, if you want to dig deep into the real reason, karma's a motherfucker. That's why.
It's something to say the least. But she was okay, came back in, closed the game out, and shout out to Phoenix at least for leaving their starters out for the rest of the game to give us a chance. The night overall still not bad, still ended out in the positives. So with that being said, let's keep it going. Let's talk about today. But before we do, I'm talking to you. If you haven't already, hit that like button down below. Do us a huge favor. Hit that thing real fast. Give us some good luck tonight. And as always, we appreciate the support. Hey, if it wins our parlays, maybe no pause. We'll see.
You said hit that thing real quick. I thought it was like spit on that thing.
Hey, if you're new here though, hit that subscribe button, turn the noties on, and be a part of our live stuff and behind the scenes. Come join the Discord. We got links down below in the description. 7-day free trials for anybody new. We got week, month-long, and season-long passes for everything alike. Plus a ton of stuff in other sports. Our soccer has been red hot. Shout out to Big DZ killing it there. Big Coach also been active lately too. Love to see it. And shout out to our MPB GOAT here, underrated. Waking up to a ton of green today. So starting things off right.
And I want to shout out the other 2 goats in the Discord, Big John and Big Starfall, man, with the tennis and the soccer stuff with DZ, helping out DZ or having their own stuff with soccer, or at least John is too. And man, they're killing the tennis too. I keep looking in there with all the green too, man. There's money being made in there a lot. So I'm loving it.
Oh yeah. All right, y'all. Let's get to business. Per usual, if you got any comments, questions, or thoughts about players, make sure to throw them down below. We'll get to them as quick as we can. I think let's just go ahead, roll through a couple of these games real quick, or a couple of these props, and then we'll just dive right into questions and just kind of go from there.
Let's do it.
All right, so let's recap here real fast. A little bit of injury news that we have for the day. We know that Fag Bentley is going to be out for Toronto. Miles is going to be out for Minnesota. Morrow out for a second game for Connecticut. And then Aaliyah Boston was ended up being ruled out earlier today. And then same thing for the Sparks. So Brink and Plum still being out. All right. Now let's kind of touch on this first game with the Indiana and Sparks, because we do have a handful of props from it. And if you want to get the mini-me fired up for the fam.
I keep forgetting that. Thank you for reminding me. Yes, I will right now.
All right, so let's talk about Ray Burrell and Ariel Atkins. Now, Burrell did unfortunately end up bumping sometime earlier this afternoon, so if you did miss it, she's down to 14.5 points on most sites and 17.5 PA, which I still think a fair argument for the PA. If you missed this line, I still don't mind it. Did we also get a PRA line for her? What was it at?
Oh, Burrell?
Yeah, we did not. Okay, so they're being a little choosy about that. No surprise.
Yes, they are. No surprises exactly, man. That's why I'm surprised they had the other play that you got, the PRA for Harrison. But
yeah, no, for real. Okay, so Miss Burrell, she's kind of done this in many of the seasons past year. We saw it a bunch last year. We saw it in Unrivaled, also in the off season. She always does this. She comes in, new position, coach plays her some heavy minutes, a few games, real big flash in the pan. And I do still think, yes, she is a serviceable guard, no doubt, but she is no Plum. I mean, this team has been a disaster with Plum being out right now. Their struggles on offense continue. Pretty much every given night, it's been basically one person has an above average game and then supported by 3 players who are just playing like absolute garbage. So I don't know what's going on. We had high hopes for them this last game against Seattle and just couldn't get anything going. So a few positives, a few negatives for her today. One being the playmaking. I'm kind of surprised that the books are giving her this much credit for her potential assists, because she did have a few little, spikes here and there, 7 potentials, 10 potentials. But the last 2 games, I mean, only 3 potentials and 3 potentials. This is something that we've seen pretty normal for her, even in the absence of Plum. I mean, you go back to last season, whenever she was playing more increased minutes in this duration, nothing really popping off and standing off the page here for us. So for one, I love the downside there. Indiana, we know, continue to target them for elite defense on the wing players and opposing assist and playmaking, stuff like that. So love that already. And then her woes just really from the field kind of continue. We're seeing that field goal volume kind of start creeping back down a little bit. 4 of 12, 2 of 11. I think honestly with her, the only way that she really beats us here is if she just gets to the free throw in a certain amount of time. Now, that really just being our biggest red flag overall is Indiana, unfortunately, does give up a ton of free throws. But I am curious to see how they play her. I do think she is going to get a fair amount of either Clark and or Mitchell on the other side. But if we do get a little bit of Lexi there, things could be even better for us because she'll really, really make things difficult. But I like the spot. Honestly, the line felt a little bit too high. And the last game between these two teams did not look pretty. All right, let's keep it going then. Atkins, next player up. She was at 3.5 assists. I think this was on Props Builder, and did we have it on one other site?
Rebet is another one. Like I was saying, Starfall, man, he's been in our Discord off and on, but he's been in there strong for WNBA the last couple weeks. He's got a lot of cool apps and info, and the way he looks at plays. He brought up Rebet. So Rebet is another one. If you live in a state where you can't get single odds, like normal books like DraftKings and FanDuel and stuff like that, you should look into Rebet because they have stuff like this. So they have her 3.5 assists there.
Okay, sweet. Well, either of those two sites, if you do have access to it, I mean, this line's just unbelievably high. Only gotten there one time this season so far. Yeah, one time all year. I mean, I get why being at 2.5 a little bit more scarce, but even still, 47%, not too worried. Love the matchup, love the struggles this team continues to have. And I mean, honestly, for Atkins, she played a little bit better, this 2 games back here, but bro, she's been terrible. I mean, terrible all season. I have no idea why she's a starter other than really just at this point, they don't have anybody else, but crazy. I still cannot believe they traded Rikia for this, man. Insane.
That's probably why, right? It's the whatever they put into her, they got to prove that she's worth something, so they can't bench her quite yet, but really, it's kind of like Billings, just like, what are you doing?
Yeah, I don't get it, but nonetheless, looking at the 2-to-1 ratio, we like to pick on her potential assist. I mean, on a good day, we're talking 5. We had 5 here, converted 4 out of 5, so way above average for that performance. And I mean, rest of the game's looking pretty bleak. Coming off of a 0 potential assist game, not really that surprising.
Yeah, I don't know what they're doing here. I was telling you right before we got on, like, I'm excited about today because it seems like they're giving us a lot of plays that we were having fun with at the beginning of the season. It's like we're full circle all the way back. So they want to give us Kelsey Mitchell 3.5. They want to give us Atkins 3.5. They want to give us Atkins 1.5 threes. They want to give us et cetera. Mabry 3.5. We'll get to them, but there's a lot of interesting plays today for unders.
Yeah. Oh no, I love it. And especially, again, we can't stress enough, make sure open up your repertoire a little bit. If you have access to any kind of books and stuff that you can get, I mean, I'll be honest, Bovada pretty much anybody can get that lives in the USA. So, got any questions about that, hit us up behind the scenes. We'll help you out and hook it up as best we can. Kelsey Mitchell, let's talk about her under assist. Now, we got news. I think most importantly, Boston being out, I think, is a huge impact. That was kind of one of her little safety blankets, being able to check it down to. But with no her, and I'm fingers crossed here that Hines Allen ends up getting the spot start over Dantas. If that happens, I love the assist under potential for her even more, because she is a playmaker, and we've seen her do that, plenty throughout her career. But Kelsey Mitchell is not trying to pass. I mean, Indiana, for one, on the front end of a back-to-back. They do travel tomorrow, if I'm not mistaken. But for her, it's like a last resort. If she's getting double-teamed, then she'll dump it off like right before the buzzer. She's shooting the ball, and they're going to be needing her to do that even more here today with no Boston. If we get Hines Allen or Dantas, that's a really, really low-volume shooter. Caitlin Clark is going to be on a minutes limit, if you didn't know. She's expected to play tonight, but will be out tomorrow. Boston is out tonight and will play tomorrow. So just keep that in mind. But still, minutes limit, all that aside, Kelsey Mitchell, I'm predicting she's playing 34, 35 minutes tonight. She's probably going to play that in both of these games if it's not a blowout.
Okay. And Kev throws in the chat here. He says, Atkins, a 3.5 assists also on chalkboard. So that's interesting. And Kelsey assists, he said, on chalkboard. Can you do the unders on those, Kev? Because that's the thing with chalkboard the reason why I haven't been on chalkboard, I used to be, and then they removed the unders when it came to tackles, so I just stopped looking. So I feel they'll probably, I would think they wouldn't even allow the unders on those two plays, but if they do, that's a good one.
Oh yeah, good looks. Let us know. We appreciate that, though. Wiki.
There you go.
All right, let's keep it going then. Since we got a lot to talk about, and I'm sure there's going to be a ton of questions today as well. All right, Nelson Adota, no surprise seeing the odds creep back a little bit more so for her, but in this starter role, we have absolutely loved her. I still argue that I think her lines are, still fairly low. Her being at 7.5 rebound for a normal line will not surprise me at all. Now, if she hits this line again for this matchup, absolutely. We'll probably never see it at 6.5 again. But yesterday it did open at some really good odds. Did unfortunately move a bit during the day in the last 24 hours. But still, nonetheless, can find it on plenty of different sites. I love this. She did really well for us last game. And there was, I think, several rebounds that could have also been hers. Had Griner not been just absolutely feeling herself and having herself, a double-double performance. But that's not going to happen on a normal night-to-night basis. Griner's really not like that at all. So expecting, hopefully, maybe another 2-3 potential rebounds in the mix for her would be outstanding. But I love it. She's been really, really disciplined about the foul trouble, and coach has given her big minutes, and that's something I don't think we can really sleep on. So yeah, give me about that 30 minutes and do your thing. And, I think we're looking good with this one, honestly.
Yeah. Good rebounders in good spots. That's the only thing that it's as you see on our list today. We're going assists, we're going rebounds, and we're going unders. And the assists are just like little tricky spots, to be honest. I love the rebounds, assists in the right spots. I feel like this is all we got to do. Just keep this steady. We'll be good.
Yeah, absolutely. Plus, with Miles being out as well, we kind of predicted that for this last game, that there would be a little bit more pressure on Howard to take, a couple of extra shots. Good or bad, doesn't really matter. So this game too, it wouldn't surprise me to see Howard have a little bit more success, and say McBride, for example, take a slight step back. And if that's going to be the case, all the volume is going to be there. So fingers crossed, just keep the hands to yourself, and I think we're looking good.
Yes, sir. She has not failed us yet.
Right. Now, what do we have? Coffee and Howard. So let's talk about Howard here real fast. Surprise, not that surprising, maybe, really, when we kind of step back and look at it. Her defense, or the defense from Connecticut we talked about, has been outstanding. Really, really great paint presence, and it showed this last game. They held Howard in check for most of 3 quarters, and then she kind of got the best of them in the fourth quarter there. But the potential assists, kind of crazy. I mean, seeing 13 from her is, I mean, a number I don't think we've ever seen. So that really just means I think the chances of them playing the same style of defense on her is going to be there. This time, maybe Minnesota is a little bit more ready on the, the outlets and her being able to not have to just scramble to chuck it out to whoever. That's something, though. I mean, if we're talking a 2-to-1 ratio, seeing 13 potentials, absolutely love it. Even if we get a median line, say 9-10 potentials, I mean, that's way over our 2-to-1 ratio we're looking for. So I think this is another great spot for her. With Miles being out, we also don't know what this really could look like from a game-to-game basis. So makes sense to go right back to it.
Yeah, to be honest, too, that 3.5, you can actually get plus money on prediction spots on Kalshi, I believe Novig or whatever. I don't mind that either, but I'm a pussy when it comes to overs. I hate overs, so we always alt the overs. But I would not be surprised if she got 4 assists at plus money. If anyone out there likes overs, I wouldn't mind that.
Oh yes. Sorry, good call. I didn't even realize I had the 2.5 on the screen. Yeah, she's got it in her. 50% on the season to begin with looks kind of promising to start, but Miles being out, and that is crazy. There's something to that.
Yeah, I love it.
All right, and then the last one we had to talk about was good old Coffee under her it was PR, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, 16.5. Now, unfortunately, the 16.5 is gone. Honestly, I still don't mind the 15.5. I think this is totally serviceable. And even the PRA for that matter, I don't know why she's at that high on DraftKings, but I believe she's 17.5, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, 17.5. Playmaking for her, a little bit spotty. It comes and goes from game to game. But I think now with Courtney Williams running the offense, we see them just continue to attack that mid-range and pick and roll. And if that's going to be the case, for Coffee, it's really just all about the scoring. And that was something we talked about too last game with her. Is I would think we're sweating the RA, and if she beats us, it's from multiple threes and from the scoring. And she came close to getting this on the PRA, but still stayed under the points. So I stick to my guns about that. As long as she stays under with the scoring, the PRA should follow along with that.
I'm gonna hit this sound effect, E, because I have something that you're gonna like. You ready?
What is it?
Nia Coffee currently sits on Props Builder at 19.5 PRA with the under at -161.
At what line? Sorry?
19.5 PRA. Yes.
Hey, that's pretty high. That is pretty high.
Like you saw, DraftKings on their Props Builder uses the same kind of odds provider, I believe, but they always give you the under if you want it. So I think we might even... I'll tell you right now, the 16.5 PR is probably pretty dang similar, if not even worse than the 19.5 PRA. Like, I wouldn't mind taking, because remember, we put that line up and it moved pretty quick after. I don't think that many people got the 16.5. So I wouldn't mind just swapping that out right now for the 19.5 PRA. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I like them both, honestly. She's either staying under both, one and the same, or she's just going to go over from the scoring. So we're in the same boat there. I think it's a good pivot now that line is not there.
If you can find the 19.5 PRA, that under looks real nice, guys. If you didn't get the 16.5 PR, I'm about to play that right now.
I'm assuming she's not on Underdog. They've been kind of lame with the PRA lines. No.
Underdog is mad, bro. They've been giving up too much money. Trying to be shady.
Well, that's okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, we can absolutely pivot to that. I think that's completely acceptable now, especially if you weren't able to get it in, then hey, be part of that Discord. I'm telling you, 7-day free trial. Come check it out.
Yeah, I mean, if you have a small unit size pause, even if your unit says $20, one play pays for the month. One good play, one good little value you get, whatever, etc. It's crazy.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Speaking of crazy, this Nia Coffee, either one, honestly, the 17.5, I'm still not that mad at the PR8 or the PR. But for her, tough matchup. I mean, they really gave her the business this last game, only played 20 minutes. I think another reasonable chance, they could kind of stagger their bigs between whoever to bring in some more help coverage, just kind of keep the legs fresh. But for her, the struggles continue with the scoring. I think they're going to smother her again because they know she's a 3-point threat. So, I mean, there's no reason to continue to leave her open. Plus with her, I mean, God, she was dying trying to cover Griner every single time. I mean, whenever they could, they were picking on her left and right. And then any of the off-ball stuff, she was just kind of hanging out, trying to hold on, to a Dota down low for dear life. So this is a bad spot for her. I mean, maybe a little bit more of a bounce-back performance from 3, but Connecticut is really good. It's surprising because how bad their overall rating is, but this defense is legit.
Yeah, they are. And I'm glad they are because it makes for a lot of good unders that people aren't going to recognize because they just look at Connecticut and think, it's Connecticut. They suck, but they don't. Not on defense sometimes in down low. So let's take advantage.
Yeah, they're not that bad. All right, now let's talk about that first game, though. We got Golden State traveling out to Toronto, and one of the best defenses going up against one of the worst teams, I would say. Now, a few interesting looks for us. The Mabry threes, this is just one of our rule of thumbs. Any player that's at 3.5 threes, I mean, you got to take the under. This is way too high. She even got very fortunate this last game against Dallas to crack off that third three, but unable to find the fourth. And Golden State, I mean, they're not dumb. This coach has been brilliant all season. They're going to throw double teams at Mabry the entire game and dare any other person to beat them. And we saw that again with Washington this last game. One way to kind of pick on Golden State is from the center position. So Sably, looking at you to do a little bit more today. And one other position, looking at you, Harrison, going under that PRA line. They've been really, really tough on the power forward. We took Kiki in the same spot, and her line was, pretty inflated. And kind of surprising to see Harrison at 21 PRA. That one felt a little bit inflated for her assist for whatever reason. But Mabry, they're going to be throwing doubles at her all day. I mean, not going to be giving her that breathing room. So unless for whatever reason, because coaches kind of continue to do this in the second half, they just abandon that plan for whatever, I don't know why they've been doing this, but lock her down, make anybody else force the shots out to somebody else. And I just don't see it, man. I'd be surprised if she even gets 3 tonight, to be honest.
So most people will be like, oh my gosh, they're crazy. Marina Mabry going under her? That's insane. Yeah, well, this is Golden State, baby. It's a little different.
Yeah, they smother the attempts. And I mean, you can see this is not coincidental because it's already happened a couple of games so far this season. But any of the, just top 8 defenses, we'll say, for example, you can see really, really bad struggle. Cracked off against her girlfriend in the 2 Connecticut games, but everything else has been pretty well in check.
Her girlfriend? You just threw that in there.
Hey, I mean, it's a girl. I'm assuming they're still together.
Oh my goodness. Let's get on a whole nother thing here. We have too much to do here, Eve, throwing out all this nonsense.
You hush your mouth. All right. And then Harrison, just kind of give you a perspective of that again with her. For one, still not really seeing her play over 30 minutes. Coach is kind of holding their guns to it. We had 2 games where she was able to get over, but even still with Fag Bentley being out, we haven't seen her really take a massive step forward. She's just been kind of coasting in this little, same spot per se for her production. I love it. I would not be shocked to see her in some foul trouble tonight. Golden State has been elite versus the power forward position, and coach, I think, would be happy enough going to a smaller lineup, running more of a 4-guard set anyways. So looking at Sably to do well tonight. Hopefully, fingers crossed for her, not into foul trouble, because that would be a bit of a stinger. But nonetheless, you're going to have to show me Izzy. I love you to death, but this is a high line for you.
Yeah, Izzy's playing good, but yeah, this is not the place to take her over, and her lines are a little too high, so we must take advantage. Come on, Golden State, do it to us again over and over. We like it. We love it.
Yeah, man. I really love the spot for us in the unders. I know Mabry is going to be a scare. She's going to take her shots, but still, if they can hold her to at least right around 10 attempts, I'll take my chances with that.
I'm just like, bro, are they going to be as bunk as the other teams that let her just shoot threes wide open? I can't see it. They got Burton, they got Gabby, they got a few others. They got Hayes. I don't know how great she is, but they got athletic players playing defense, running around, man. They're not going to allow her to just chuck threes like she wants to.
No. And that's the part I love the best. I love the best or the most about it is Gabby's picking her up on defense. And Gabby's opponents, whoever she's been guarding every single game, I mean, it's been lights out defense. Doesn't offer any fouls, no dumb stuff like that. So she's really going to be putting a lot of full court pressure on her. And especially after seeing Mabry snap off for that last, 53 points or whatever, there's no way they're going to be giving her any kind of breathing room. Like she's going to be half courting her the whole time.
Yep. Love it. And I can't wait to see it. These are my favorite kinds. My favorite kind of unders, man. I'm so excited about today. And this energy drink is working great.
Plus, I mean, we always wield the benefit of, a powerful team going up against one of the by far weakest on defense. And this could be a runaway game. It would not shock me in the slightest to see Golden State, get up 15 and kind of cruise off of that. And we get down to about halfway in the fourth quarter. Should sit the starters. Coach did it the last game, and I would expect the same thing here.
Yes, sir. Let's go.
All right. Now, that's pretty much it for today. We got Canada up here for 6+ assists, so make sure you get it in early while the value is good. This line for sure is going to bump. I also don't mind the 6.5 assists. She went for 10 against Seattle. We've been playing a ton of players against Seattle over the last few weeks now, so sign me up. All right. Now, let's hop to the questions. Let's get through everything and see what y'all have to say.
What's up, my guys? All right, 115 watching. That's a good number for today. We got 3 games, and we got some good plays, and I know you guys got some good plays, so make sure if you got something, don't hide it. Share alike. Just drop your plays, and we'll talk through them and see what we're thinking. So whatever you got, throw up there. Don't be shy. No question is dumb.
That 69 likes today. Come on, baby. Let's run it up.
We're at 39. We're at 36 likes. We need 33 more. Let's get it, guys, and hit the hype button for us too. That'll get us more people in the chat here. We can win more money because bookies suck, and we want them to lose. So let's do it. Heat and Forces, what's good, gentlemen? What's up, bro?
Yo, what's good?
Why'd you do that? Why'd you do that? Why'd you make that noise?
I always laugh every time I see the Mr. Towley little icon.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Keenan says, what's good, fellas? What's up, bro? Big Kev says, I'm in here. What's up, man? Big Kev's here. Mr. Kane says, let's get it. Yay! Mr. Kane, he came with a really good play yesterday. I forget what it was, but I remember his name coming with something I really liked. Sorry. I'm sure it was dope. The Key says, Dorka over 2 threes. Condi over 10 points. Go ahead, add them to the plays, he says. I like the confidence. Dorka.
Huh?
You like Dorka. What do you think about her? And thanks, guys, for hitting those likes. They just smashed 10 likes for us, real quick.
Yeah, Dorka's kind of fun, man. I mean, I was a super big fan of her, and especially Alana Smith last year when they were on this team. And very similar players. Both of them have a real clean three-point shot and not afraid to use it. Dorka does offer a little bit more upsides in the rebound potentials. Kind of surprising to see her also have 3 assists this last game. That, I think, also circle back to our Howard play. Very telling if they're running the same style of offense and having to force shots out. But for her, 25 minutes, that's impressive. Honestly, some of that was due to a little bit of Howard foul trouble as well. But still, nonetheless, I mean, first game of the season. I mean, how long has she been out for, bro? Yeah, she missed the entire last season and most of this year. So first game back being at 25 minutes is really impressive. Now, still some uncertainty as far as who does that impact the most. I mean, I think there could be some regression here if Howard, plays better, or they don't necessarily need Dorka on the court as much. But I like her, man. I mean, 6 attempts is nothing. That's something. That's a lot of volume. Minnesota also not really known for shooting many threes, so maybe this is that little extra oomph they've been looking for. Coffee was doing a fair amount of shooting, and now that's kind of tapered off here and there. But they're asking this out of their bigs. So, this could easily be her role coming off the bench now.
Interesting. I didn't think about that. I didn't even realize she had 25 minutes last game. You're a Dorka fan, so I know you always bring her up.
I love Dorka.
Dorka
so much.
OnlyFans.
She's so awesome. Tell me about it.
See?
All right. And then Condi is an interesting look, wild 10 rebounds last game. Unfortunate she could not give me 10 plus points, but I do like the spots. 3-point attempts will absolutely be there against Golden State. I think on-court matchup, probably one of the better spots for her, because I would imagine Burton likely picks up Allman now that she's back, and then that would leave her uncovered for whoever, Xana Lassini, I would assume. But volume's going to be there. She just got to hit these threes. That was a bit sketchy the last 2 games, but volume still not bad. 10 attempts, I do like that.
All right, yeah, Condi's been a pleasant surprise.
Bro, the rebounds are crazy, though.
Yeah.
Crazy.
She's a hustler. She is a hustler. Okay, sounds good. Kev Thomas says, okay, OnlyFans, yes, I was referring to you and your Olivia Miles love. That's okay. It's nothing wrong with it. Logan says, what up, though? What up, Logan?
What up?
The key says, add Hamby over 14.5 points as well. No Boston to stop her in the paint. She has a crazy trend when facing bottom 5 paint defenses. The Keys knows what he's speaking of. I actually looked at that as well. It's just the problem is it's an over, and I start crying when I think about how when they don't hit and how mad I get. But what do you think, E? Because you're okay with overs, but this is a good spot.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's definitely not bad. We talked about Hamby at kind of great length this last episode with her on it, and I warned you about her. People were talking about taking her under points, and I'm like, oh, I don't know about that. She looked a little bit more in prime form this last game. Now, the volume did come down a little bit. She had that trade-off, a little bit more free throws, but still was fairly imposing while she was on the court. Efficiency looked really good. The matchup is not bad. Generally speaking, free throw upside is massive here, especially with no Boston on the other side. Either of Dantas and or Hines Allen starting, I still think is a very, easy potential to pick up some extra fouls from. So I don't mind the call. It really just circles back to, honestly, going forward, at least until Plum gets back, question marks as far as can this team just keep the game close? Because really that's what's been holding everything back from, the large part of going over on any players on this team.
All righty. Well, Hamby, I feel you. It's a good spot. She's just disappointed and hurt our feelings so many times over the years. It's hard, but
she's had this matchup's number though. I agree. I remember her from last season.
Yeah. No, it makes sense. I would not be surprised. Big Logan says BG 6 rebounds. BG had a career day last game. What do you think? Is it going to continue with 6 boards?
I mean, it's appealing with Morrow being out. The opportunity should be there. We already know that Edwards isn't really a rebounder either. Just more or less kind of floats between. The minutes for Grinder, pretty impressive. 34 minutes. We haven't seen her really, play consecutive 30-minute games in a hot minute and back-to-back there. So she's back. I mean, I don't know why or, what happened behind the scenes, but Grinder is back. This is some crazy production.
I was just going to say 29 points is crazy.
Bro, 14 field goal attempts, 12 field goal attempts, 14 attempts. I mean, she's really, really putting in work on offense right now. So the rebounding aspect, honestly, I don't mind. I may be looking at the 5.5 you could talk me into. The 6.5, I'm good on that. But the PR, 19.5, that's pretty damn low. I mean, if she's going out and doing a normal nightly business,
now
obviously I don't expect the same, but
here's my thought with Griner, because I was looking at her too and I was like, wow, she's crazy, been balling out. But it is Griner, and it is a back-to-back, not back-to-back, but the same team they're playing again, right? They're playing Minnesota again. And how the heck did she whoop on Minnesota? Minnesota's like the second best defense.
I mean, they just weren't stopping her, bro.
Okay.
She had 2 defenders on her so many times, and it just did nothing.
Okay, so here's what I was thinking. The Minnesota defense, the Minnesota coach, the Minnesota scheme, obviously they're an amazing team with Miles, without Fee even on the court. So they're not going to just let this happen again, bro. That's my look at it. They're going to adjust to Brittany Bunk Griner. I would not be surprised if she went under today, her stuff. Now, do I want to take her under rebounds? No. Do I want to take her over rebounds, though? I don't know, man. I'm scared, personally. I really am. Because I think they're going to... You know how she gets, man. She could keep going if she's doing well, but once she realizes if they start doubling her and really caring about her, what else are they going to do on that team? Who's going to score if she doesn't? So I think they're going to stop her, and then she's just going to quit. That's Griner style. Just saying.
No, I can see that, and maybe to that point, pivoting to say if you were taking it over for her, the PRA might make a little bit more sense because we've seen capable playmaking out of her, and I could see again also looking like Howard on the other side. The way these teams normally function in the defense, maybe she's kicking out a little bit more, and that could easily be a thing. Because she also had 6 potentials last game, so
yeah,
quite a spike in her usual.
34 minutes is wild for her. So
yeah, that's my thing really. It's just I think maybe her lines are even with the matchup. Yes, if she's back like this and this is something we can have going forward, her lines are way too low, like way too low. Yeah.
Yep. I personally am going to sit back and watch and see what happens and go under for fun so I can laugh later. But it laughs, jokes on me if she goes over. So I'm not really going to put real money on it. But I believe her lines are on the higher side because of this one game. And it's Minnesota, so I don't know, though. We'll see. This is one of those interesting ones. I'm excited to see what happens. But I digress. Khadijah says, what's up, gang?
Hey, what's good? Hope you're doing well.
So Mr. Kane says, Courtney Will over 0.5 offensive rebounds. And then Khadijah says right after, Courtney Will over 5.5 assists. So a couple Courtney Williams questions. She says 5.5 assists with Miles being out, ?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, the assists are pretty appealing. We had 12 this last game. Now, it is still, again, slightly tougher matchup. Most of her production goes to the dump down in the paint with Howard. And if Howard sees a little bit more resistance, that could get a little bit sketchy. She had a couple bailouts to McBride while she was hitting those threes. But the potential, I think, very much so there. I'm really leaning towards playing some kind of point upside with her, though. This, again, even though, yes, I do think very tough defense, the one Achilles heel they've had all season long, even with everything moving in the positive, is any kind of downhill guard that can get to the free throw line or get to their spot. They're just cooking this team on defense. And I don't know if that's just one direct person on offense, one of the wing players, but that the cuts from the pick and roll, I mean, they were just dominating on. So no surprise, especially the pick and roll ball handler. You can see here one of the best matchups.
Yeah.
And this was something, we had some question marks with Miles being out, what that could actually look like. And I mean, she went out and did her thing. 21 field goal attempts is maybe something I don't expect to see out of her on a normal basis, but still we've seen plenty of games with 14, 15 attempts on a normal nightly basis with Miles playing. So I would say that's easily another something down for the books in her tonight. The free throws also having 0 free throws, that's kind of crazy. I would expect way more from her out of that. The 0.5 offensive rebound, I do like that because she's just been extremely active, and also kind of how they run the bigs. They kind of sag them off to keep up with Grinder or the Dota on the transition defense. So, assuming she just goes out and does the same thing, I do like the rebound potential for her, absolutely. I just don't know what line I love the best, and it sucked because the PR or the PA, this moved on most places yesterday, but it looks like it did go back down to 24.5. This one's interesting. The PA, I think, is really interesting again for her. I know it's high, and she hasn't done a whole lot of that this season, but this is a good spot for it. So,
yeah. No, you're right, 100%. And you know me, I'll tell you if I can't handle an over. And this is one of those ones, man, it just makes sense because, and as you were talking, I remember, and think about this too. Look how high our lines are, and you don't see me going, let's go under. I'm not even trying. Nope. because we know how Connecticut's defense can be with these type of players. This isn't down low now. This is Courtney running around pick and roll like you showed. Just like the play I tried to do this and learn my lesson with Citron, remember? And she said, not against Connecticut. So I'm not going to do, I'm going to learn from my mistakes and definitely stay away from her unders. Her overs now, at your own risk, it's an over, but I don't hate it.
Yeah, man. It's I think it's a great spot for her again today, and she just has the knowledge of where to get on the court and get her open looks at. And I mean, there's nothing they can really do about it. So no reason to change it here. But the assist, I'm with you there. I think great potential for that, and even her fantasy line for that matter. The steals always going to be there against this Connecticut team, but you do come with a little bit of risk because they are also forcing turnovers as well.
It's crazy how good the stud buds got this year. Like, she's at 19.5 and we're not jumping for the under button. That's how good she's gotten. So good for her. Congrats. Yeah. Congrats. Three times says, hello everyone. Happy Wednesday. You all be getting in that Discord. Good luck. Yay. Let's go, bro. I seen you in the Discord today. 3 times. That's what's up, man. Good to see you. One and only Kirk. He came with some knowledge yesterday. He says, random ass question, but is that y'all on the intro? Just curious. That's silly. Yes, that's me being nice and silly. If you didn't know, I used to do music, rap music for a living, and I used to tour for 10, 15 years around the country, off and on. And now I sit here with E and make way more money betting on sports. And it's a lot less stressful. So, and I get to make intros like that for you guys. So let's go.
Yes, sir. Shout out to our big MC here, Underrated.
Yay, we get to have fun.
He makes everything in-house. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Khadijah says, Kayla Thornton over 4.5 rebounds.
Honestly, I mean, you could talk me on Thornton under any given night.
No,
I know that 5.5 rebounds. Oh, over. It's a good matchup. I mean, I'll give her that. I just don't know what's going on with her.
Yeah, those minutes.
Yeah, there's something really concerning.
You know what I think it is with this team? And remember how we've seen Gabby kind of not play minutes sometimes in the past? It's like the coach just goes with the hot hand thing. It's like sometimes in football when they they have 2 good running backs. It's like they do that with Kayla Thornton, I feel like, and Salon, and like, you know what I mean? Like, it's hard to count on their minutes. Yeah, dude. It's like whoever's good that day, the coach plays them more. So if Kayla's shooting bad, she's not going to get your rebounds because she's going to be on the bench. So it's kind of, personally, stay away from it for that reason. Right?
Yeah. 100%. I mean, truthfully, you really can't trust anybody on this team. I mean, Gabby, I would say, is the 1A. Maybe you can lean into a little bit more, but even Burton, I mean, this was the reason why we picked on her the other day. Her minutes are also down. I mean, this is a player that's struggling to even play over 30 minutes. And it's just been on a performance basis for most of, I would say the last part of this month now. And Thornton really losing out on minutes to, that second unit, who I will say, we talked about this in the past, that second unit is carrying this team right now. I mean, they are playing some really good basketball. Yeah, their defense. And I think I like the way the coach thinks, man. They want fresh players in there at all times, so they rotate them out. And they have the personnel to be able to do it. So it's a cool team to watch. Chen too. She comes in and balls. I wanted to talk about her real fast because this is another player, even just outside of Tiffany Hayes, for example, that and Salon. I mean, Salon's a massive part of this team right now. But Caitlin Chen, there is something to her being back into the rotation, and coach did this a little bit off and on last season. The only reason she did not play big minutes is shout out to baby Carla. She was playing out of her mind and ended up overtaking her in the pecking order. So we only saw a slight flash of this, and then it was put to bed like real fast afterwards. Coach ended up going with Carla, and we didn't see anything else. But seeing her minutes, I mean, she's a bucket. There's no doubt about it. She's been playing really well, earning herself time with the second unit, and coach is turning the reins loose. So
100%.
This is a thorn in the side of the rotation outside of just the already obnoxious players that are on the bench anyways. So personally, I can't trust anybody if it's not Gabby. Total pass on any overs on this team.
Yep.
And you know me, bro. You know me. This matchup, I would have bet full unit, no problem. Veronica Burton, 5.5
Yep.
assists all day, but I cannot trust her right now. I can't trust her. Can't do it. If
Yep.
she hits, won't surprise me. This is the matchup for it. So you heard it here, but I can't do it.
Yeah, no, it makes perfect sense, bro. Chen, and I'm glad you brought her up because I kind of forget about her until the actual game comes on the screen. But the coach likes her, bro. They put her in when Burton just does a little who knows what and messes up here or there or just needs a breather. Chen, they like having fresh legs out there. So Chen plays a decent amount and makes the entire team. And they do that with all the positions. So like you said, man, it's hard to go over any of these players.
Yep. Difficult to trust.
Thornton included. So then the next question is Caitlin Clark over 6.5 assists. And I'm assuming you're just going to say she's on a minutes limit. So we can't really trust it.
Yeah, well, the thing that sucks about her now is losing Boston. That was one of her main assist targets. And I do agree. I mean, her lines are unbelievably low. I was looking at the 6.5 assists yesterday, the 22.5 PA.
Oh, no.
Unbelievably low. But the question mark, exactly what kind of minutes limit she's going to have. I'm thinking somewhere in the range of 25 to maybe 27 minutes. But there will be a limit. And if she plays over 30 minutes, then that's just kind of a blessing. Her props are really, really low, but for good reason.
Yeah, you don't want to get stuck like that, having a lower prop, thinking you got a good value, and then seeing your player get taken out. And she could even have a great game and not get there. It's nothing more frustrating.
Yeah. Yep.
Sabally over 4.5 defensive rebounds.
Ooh, defensive rebounds. We haven't talked about that.
Yeah.
As I type defensive.
While you're there, C. Dot says, hit the like button, smash the hype button, subscribe to the channel, join the Discord. Underrated and Just Cash are the WNBA GOATs. Let's go, C. Dot. What's up, guys? Hey, 65 likes already now. We only need 4 more. You guys smashed it last time we asked, so thank you very much. And if you get to 69, double good luck for everybody.
Yeah, absolutely. Appreciate it, y'all. Seriously, thank you so much. It means a lot to us.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Miss Sabley. Now, this is more appealing, mostly just because I think Fag Bentley being out should shore up her rotation and minutes. And this last game crept back up towards the 30-minute marker. That's been something we've only seen a few times this season. But for her, this, I think, maybe not the same caliber of player as Shakira Austin, but she was a player that we had talked about in this matchup for potential rebounding. I do like the spot. I think, honestly, maybe doing a little disservice by sleeping on the offensive rebounding, because she does get a fair amount of those, even though they've been kind of scarce. But the same is not true for the defensive rebounds. That's actually kind of night and day difference. I'd probably honestly just play the rebounds. You should be able to get her for 5+ rebounds on a reasonable payout. Let's see. Yeah, like -200. If you can find the 5.5 or the 4.5, sorry, I like that. You can talk me into that.
Nice. You're always been a Sabally fan. That's what's up.
Yeah, I like her.
Starfall says, yo, what's up, bro? Good to see you. Been killing it.
Yo.
Let's keep killing it. We'll do some more live betting today. It'll be fun. Khadijah says Burton over 9 field goal attempts. There's that same thing with these Burtons, these Golden Staters. Love the defense. Can't trust the minutes.
Yeah, I mean, Burton's lines are really low, but for good reason. Again, the attempts kind of been there for her. So, excuse me. If I was to play one, you could talk me on that. 9 flat on Prizepicks as well. It's just, can she play more minutes? That's the only thing about it.
Yeah, that's tough. Try to just stay away from Golden State offense at the moment, unless you're going find an under you like. It's just the only thing that makes sense. Logan says, and here we go. Let's see what this is looking like. He says Kayla Thornton fantasy under.
Ooh, that is a fun one, honestly. Not expecting her to have the same performance, but if I had to pick between one of the players that maybe has a little bit more volatility, it could be her. I know Underrated and I were talking about also her assist under as well. It was at 3.5 on a couple sites, but the matchup's not good.
I'm sorry, not Ray Burrell. He's talking Kayla Thornton fantasy under.
Oh, sorry. I thought you were talking about Caleb McBride. Sorry. Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, I'm behind any kind of Thornton unders. She is not getting minutes right now.
Yeah, I wonder. The only thing with her is that will she hit a couple threes and will they leave her in? That's the only question. But if you don't mind looking at the fantasy, because I know you calculate fantasy in your mind so much better than me. Like, is it a good line in comparison to the other lines? Like, let's put it like this: if you were going to play a Thornton under, which would it be? Which prop?
I mean, probably the PRA. It sucks. It was at 13.5, but truthfully, the fantasy, the only thing you're sweating now is just whatever kind of variance between the blocks and the steals, because she does have that in her bag. It's only at a 0.5 prop, but still, you can see a couple of games there. Now, she does come with some turnover downside along the way too, so there is that. But yeah, man, I mean, she's just not playing any minutes in the second half, and for her, I just don't know what's going on, honestly. So yeah, just, tread with a little caution. Maybe positive regression happens if the threes are there, but if not, yeah, it's been pretty bad. Bro, that's crazy. Her field goal made is 2.5. That's so low.
Yeah. Look at her at the beginning of the season. She was part of the team, playing big minutes, but I think the coach has just kind of changed up lately and said, it's better just playing the hot hand because they have capable players. So it is what it is.
Yeah. Hey, her live lines have been real nice too. I know we played that a couple times now.
Oh yeah, she'll just sit on the bench and give you the money. Ayo says underrated beats and E-Money, the goats.
Yo, what's good?
Tori says, what up? What about Harrison 19.5 PR under?
Yeah, I still like it. And honestly, most of the books did adjust her points from yesterday. She was at 13.5 down to 12.5 today. And I still like it, honestly. She could get a couple more rebounds, maybe to make it somewhat of a sweat. But if she scores over 10 points today, I'd be shocked.
Okay. And Kev was saying the Atkins and the Kelsey Mitchell assists is on chalkboard. So, guys, if you notice, we play a lot of plays in all kinds of different books and stuff like that. So sometimes you'll see plays that we have and you're like, how the heck can I play that? I only have Prizepicks. So there is other ones to get here. Even if you're not in the right state, you can pick up chalkboard. Kev's telling us now they got the unders there. Rebet is another one Starfall had. So there's places. It's not easy winning. You got to do a little work. Don't be lazy. So get as many books as you can. Mr. Kane, says Erica Wheeler under 20.5 fantasy and under 8.5 points. He's hating on Erica Wheeler. I feel him. Mm-hmm. Erica Wheeler is pretty poo-poo sometimes. What do you think about her today? I know you were talking about her.
Yeah, so my initial look really was just the PRA under 15.5 is still quite high, even with or without Plum. The only caveat with the fantasy is, and we've been in this situation before, whatever amount of steal potential she can get off of Clark. You got to keep that in the back of your head because that's always something that can bite you in the butt. I do like it, though. It is quite high. Honestly, even her assist being at 5.5 on a couple of sites, I think this is, even with her recent performance, still just way too high. Not only one from the struggles this team continues to have, but two, just it's not a good spot. But due for maybe a little bit of positive regression overall, so I'm not going to pick on the assist here today, but I do like the rebound downside. I do like the points downside. Honestly, I'm right there with you. Only way she beats us is from two things. One, she gets a couple buckets off of transition points from the turnovers, or two, she gets to the free throw line in an abnormal amount of times. But I'm right there with you. Honestly, fantasy, I'm not too mad at. The PRA also, I think both of those totally fine plays.
Now, don't come and be good now, Sparks. Don't try to come in today and actually do half decent because we're on your unders today. Just keep being bunk. Keep being bunk. Andre says Kayla Thornton over 0.5 stocks. And then Keenan says Kayla Thornton under 3s and Xana Lucini under 3s.
Yeah, both of those players, I'm right there with you. Thornton, we kind of brought that up. Thornton, was it 1.5? Blocks and steals or just 0.5?
0.5. It's not blocks and steals. Oh, yeah, it is. It's stocks. Yeah, my bad. Yeah, 0.5 stocks.
That one's a little scary. just a little bit, but it makes sense. I mean, she's not really doing that as of late. It really has been hard to come by with the minutes going down. Just know she's got it in her. That is something that she kind of, for whatever reason, was doing really well at the beginning of the season. And then Xanda. Oh yeah, so Xanda's kind of a fun one. She is a mid-range shooter. Her 3-point prop is kind of, I think, interesting to say the least, to even be on the board. Even, it was at 1.5.
Didn't she have? Oh, there they are. The 2 games where she had 4 real close, and I think people and bookies overreacted from those.
Yeah, it doesn't really make much sense. Even her volume, not really that high. But I am right there with you. I think that was an interesting look. She just knows how to get to her spot. She's a good free throw shooter as well. And then the attempts are just not high at all. I mean, this is who's a good player to kind of compare to that we've been picking on. I mean, 3 attempts, 4 attempts, 2 attempts, 2 attempts.
Oh, shooting the threes.
So, yeah.
Diamond Miller.
Yeah, right. Diamond Miller, exactly.
Ariel Atkins.
There was too scary. Oh, better be. Yeah, but I mean, the 3 games, I think for whatever reason, she just has Atlanta's number. I mean, she gave them the business scoring wise in 2 out of those games that they played. But this is a really high line. I'm kind of surprised that Underdog actually still has this up.
I actually like that. I didn't even know it was 1.5. I didn't realize that she has not been shooting ever since she hit those threes, because I was watching that game. She was on fire. Again, it's probably the hot hand thing. Once she hit one, they were like, keep shooting. And she just was in that zone that day. But normally, she's not even shooting them.
Yeah.
So,
well, the matchup, is kind of mediocre. Toronto, unfortunately, does give up about the 3rd most attempts over the last month now. And for her, it's really just the efficiency. It's been really bad. It could be one of those days, but is what it is. It's been pretty bad lately. So yeah. I like it. I like that one.
I like it too. I wouldn't mind throwing that on a slip. Let's see what else we got. The Key says Dorka 3s, Condi 10 points. We already did that. My bad. P. Murph says y'all like Thornton rebounds. I think it's a good weak side rebound spot. So we've been talking a lot of Thornton today, but same thing. I won't make you say it again, E. It's just the minutes, guys. It's tough. The minutes are tough. We don't know how that's going to be, so it's hard to take an over. Mr. Kane says coffee under 3.5 field goals made. 3.5 field goals made. Interesting. With coffee.
Yeah, I like it. Any kind of downside for her scoring, I think, is totally fair play today.
Nice. Sandra B says getting in here for the first time. Let's go, boys. Sandra B, let's go.
Let's go.
I hit the boo on accident. I meant to hit this chair. Sorry, guys.
We did not mean boo. Boo.
Sorry, Sandra. The B doesn't stand for boo. I know. Sorry. Appreciate you. Glad you're here. Good to see you. If you have any questions, throw them in here. We'll get to whatever we can with the time we have. C. Dot says, how do you feel about under 17.5 PA for Burrell? So we have 18.5 on the list. He's saying, how do you feel about 17.5?
Yeah, I'm still fine with it, honestly. That's what her line should have been.
Famous last words.
Yeah, hopefully not.
AJ says, do you guys like Fever minus 5.5 and Valks minus 7.5 or 8.5?
I do like the Valkyrie one, I'll be honest. The Fever, I'm kind of treading light there as far as game stuff because, again, they're on the front end of a back-to-back. They travel tomorrow. Clark is in, but on some kind of an unknown minutes limit, and no Boston tonight. So, I mean, that one a little bit more of a question mark. Plus, I mean, not even considering the fact of how bad the Sparks have been, you never know what you're getting out of them.
I agree. OBJ with the moves says Gabby Williams 17 PA. Gabby Williams, are you going to get in the game today?
Yeah. For her, I would not play that. No, that's not a good line right now, at least. You should be able to shop around, get her for 15 plus points. I mean, it looks like that was on the majority of the sites. Her playmaking has been so bad. If you're new here, we have taken her unders. I mean, pretty much every time it's been available. The 3.5 line, especially at the beginning of the season, was just so beautiful. she's just not playmaking. I mean, the team is scoring a lot by nature. They're taking a lot of threes, but they do set so many secondary passes. When she gets the ball, she just does not pass. I mean, she's driving to the lane, she's trying to get fouled, or she's putting up some kind of shot from three. So it's just on a good day, I mean, you're talking maybe 6-7 potentials at best. So you're really getting taxed up for that.
Yeah, it's not the old Gabby. The old Gabby would get assists and rebounds and not shoot. Now we have shooting Gabby and playing defense, the star of the team. Very interesting. Different Gabby. But yeah, take the assists out of there. Maybe the points. I mean, she'll probably bounce back, but again, it's an over, so who knows?
I think so.
Anthony Clay says Lexi Hull. It's just Lexi Hull with a question mark. I don't know if he means would you date her or her props or OnlyFans. I don't know. Lexi Hull.
Let's see. What do we get for Miss Lexi? Rebound potentials will go up. I don't necessarily think the scoring will take in kind of a real step forward. I do believe we did not see much of this last season. What sucks is Boston just never misses any time on the court. There's only been one game so far this season and no games last year. So very small sample size to say the least. Let's see, what did Lexi do this first time? So she was able to put up 9 points in a really good matchup. I would be a believer in the rebounding upside. I've never believed her as a scorer, man. I think she's just strictly a 3-and-D player at best, even with players being out. I mean, 22 to 25 minutes at most.
As you were saying that, I was looking at this on-off court thing. And I know I have a thing here that shows not just out of the game, not playing the whole entire game, but when they're sitting on the bench and they added up all the minutes here. It's pretty awesome. But it has Lexi actually increasing scoring, Caitlin increasing scoring, and Kelsey increasing scoring. Usage goes to Caitlin and Kelsey, as you would think. So it's hard to say, but whatever her lines are, who wants to bet on Lexi? That's tough. She might just stand there the whole time.
Yeah. I mean, hey, maybe even if you're going to play the points to 7.5, you could talk me on that on Underdog. But yeah, I just don't trust her. We've seen it too many times, time in and time out, for her just either one, not playing minutes, or she'll go out and play 30 plus minutes a night and still have like 5 points.
Yeah, she's a tough click, as they say. Lyric GG says, yo, what's up, bro? Yo. P. Murph says, also Burton over 2.5 2-point made is one of the best plays of the day, he says. 2.5 2-point made.
Yeah, I could get behind that one. It's a nice little low sweat for her. Again, just circle back to the minutes and time on court. If she continues to play under 30 minutes, it's been kind of a stretch. Let's see actually just what does that look like. Let's say just under 30 minutes, for example. So looked really good at the beginning of the season whenever she was feeling herself. And then the second half of the season's been pretty rough. Yeah, it's the minutes. You just don't know. You don't know.
Alrighty. Kevin Stark says, happy Wednesday, feeling Gabby breakout night, leaning the points. Mabry under PRA, yay, he says. Kevin Stark, you are the man. Mabry under PRA, yay. I hope so. I'm going to be cheering for Mabry's failure today, and I cannot wait.
Yeah, I mean, her RA has been a little bit more obnoxious now. Do I expect her to get the same volume consistency from rebounding? Maybe not necessarily the same. The assist could be a little bit scarier, though. I mean, if we're assuming that Golden State's just going to try and trap her as much as possible, she is going to be making that first pass to somebody rather quickly. But scoring going to be hard to come by, so I do like the potential for that, no doubt. But just kind of know, I mean, bookies are leaving this RA lower for a reason. She should be at 8.5.
Yeah, big Mabry. We're on her under threes. I think that feels like the safest play because, she could drive in and get foul shots depending on how she feels. But chucking those threes, man, that's going to be more difficult for her, I think, today with Golden State. I'm hoping, at least. That's the angle I'm seeing. But I do want to say one thing, E. We're at 140 watching, and I want to tell the people this too. We've never got over 150 people in the room at one time, and we have 140. So if you guys could hit the like for us and hit the hype button, let's try to get over 150 in here, because when you guys hit the likes, it brings more people. And it like puts us in the little algorithm in the little search engine better, and more people get to it. So that would be amazing. We're so close right now. And thank you very much, because it makes it so much more fun when there's more people. And we can make more money all together. Fear Nothing says Burton 5+ assists, Caitlin 16+ points. Burton assists, man. People are on Burton. I think it's just, you got to just stay away from the minutes, right? Same thing.
Yeah, I mean, hey, definitely never let us talk you off of any kind of personal leans and plays if you're feeling it, for one thing. But I will agree. We talked about Burton earlier and the potential assist. This is the game for it. If there's a spot for a player to get right, Toronto is definitely one of those. Mm-hmm. It's just, right now, uncertainty with minutes. So just know that risk with your bets. There's a real good chance she may or may not play her normal minutes, but if she exceeds her normal minutes, then you're probably looking really good.
Yep. And Caitlin, 16+ points. She's on a minutes limit, so at your own risk.
Yeah, she's still going to take a bunch of shots today. She'll tee off from 3. Hopefully a few of those land, but no idea. Again, with minutes.
APA7HY says Sabally under points. She sucks, and it's slow-paced games. Thanks for letting me say that. She sucks in slow-paced games. Sorry, she sucks in slow-paced games.
Yeah, it's if you were able to get the 12.5, it was up yesterday. I think most sites have her down to 11.5. This one, even though very difficult matchup overall, we have seen the center position specifically have a little bit more success scoring wise against them. Shakira Austin still ended up staying under her, so I'm not mad at it. Honestly, both of them will see a lot of resistance down low. For her, the minutes could take another step forward with Fag-Bentley being out and not in the rotation for the backup. But outside of that, yeah, I agree. Difficult spot for either one of them.
Supreme Juice 69, what's up, bro? Natasha Howard was in massive foul trouble last games, which may have contributed to Griner's outlier game. Interesting point.
Yeah, for sure.
T1 McClure or Twan McClure, one of the two. What is happening? Says, what about Clark assists? I know it looks low, but her minutes limit you can't forget, right?
Yeah, there's I do love it. I love the matchup. I mean, this is an unbelievable line for her, but the risk with the minutes, and then also losing a huge part of her check down piece, like Boston not being there is massive. I mean, she's almost 60% of the time going down low to her. And question mark between the starters, Hines Allen or Dantas. I mean, neither one of them are great scorers by any stretch. So she could really lose out on what could be there. Honestly, if I'm playing anything for Clark tonight, it'll be a PA something. Because I don't want to bank on this not having Boston there.
Makes sense. Dirty Reg 22, what's happening, dude? Says, with no Morrow tonight, Griner and Adota will have to rebound for the Sun. Yes, sir. If you look on the bottom left, we have Adota as an official play, 7+ rebounds. We are agreeing with you. Thank you for the comment, Big Dirty Reg. Hope you're good, man. Fade King says, super chat. What? Super chat $5. Holler. We don't get super chats that often. Fade King, 101. Hey.
My man.
Yeah, because we never get those. That's real nice of you, bro. He says $5. He says, my dogs can't wait until after All-Star break and they stop sitting players and actually start balling.
Oh, for real. Talk to me about it. It's always something we see every single year, and we will just let you guys know, we will definitely start backing some plays down and play a little bit more cautious as we get towards the All-Star break, because it happens every year. There's always some drama going on. There's always, the fatigue really starting to settle in when these, turnaround rematch games, travel conditions, all that stuff plays into it. And I agree. I'm really hoping, and also just for what it's worth, most of the time when the books decide to add, new experimental props or add some old props that we've never had. Usually it's after the All-Star breaks or right before the postseason. So we're kind of getting in that little good spot between the two of them, and fingers crossed. Oh, girl can dream. We get some alt unders. Oh my God.
You're funny. A girl can dream. Hey guys, we got 2 super chats today. That's what's up. Appreciate you guys. And I didn't even realize, and that's my fault, but when you do hit the super chat, say you got to get the heck out of here, you can't listen to the whole stream. If you do hit super chat, I will grab it. I'll be looking for them from now on. It will go, you put you first in line just because, just because, And funny, his name is Now You Know. Super chat 199 says, what do you think about McBride over 2.5 threes?
It's low. I mean, her volume was outrageous this last game, and I would expect pretty much about the same thing. Only had 8 attempts from 3, so she did mix it up from the floor a little bit more than usual. I like the potential in the usage rating that we saw. Her normal point line is a little steep, I will say. 17.5 would be the better line. DraftKings does still have it up. I'm not too mad at it, honestly. What was even her? Let's see. What was her attempts at? At 7? Man, that's a little high. That one is, I think, a little bit more taxed up than it should be. But the 14.5 field goal attempts, that's an interesting look, because this is something that I thought that they would really put a tax on, considering she was already doing that to begin with here recently. But no Miles last game. I mean, 19 attempts. Do I expect that? Maybe not, but 15? Hey, you can talk me into that. That's not bad.
Sounds good. King Kel says, what's the play for CC? Why are you laughing?
Because I can hear you just groaning over there like, overs. No, thank you.
Oh, yeah. No, when overs come up, I just tune out. Not just kidding. I do like finding. Remember I told you the other day, I was like, if we have some overs, like don't think I'm gonna try to rain on your parade or rain on anybody's parade for liking overs. I can still sit back and look at them and pick my favorite ones of the overs. So I'm good. I don't really tune out. I'm just fucking around. King Kel says, what's the play for CC? Now we already know it's just she's on a minutes limit. So, but if you were to play a CC, what would it be? Don't have to be a long answer, just a quick answer. What would it be? PA? An alt, maybe?
Yeah, either the PA or a point alt, something like that. Getting her for 15 plus points, I could see that.
Okay. P. Murph says Wheeler under 1.5 3-pointers made on Underdog.
Yeah, I mean they've been so bad. Wheeler, Atkins, Ray Burrell, all 3 of them.
C-Dot says Atkins, speaking of, under 15.5 PRA. We're on her under assists. If you can find her 3.5, probably the best play, because her getting assists is tough. We're on her under 1.5 threes, which is a little scarier. And then this PRA, 15.5. What do you think? Where does it lie in there? Do you like it just as much?
I do. Honestly, I'm leaning maybe a little bit more so towards Wheeler, her under. Atkins does, she can score from time to time, but with the whole mask thing that she's been dealing with, she's been a terrible, terrible player. So honestly, I mean, I like all the guards to go under tonight. I think we see NECA get active. We see Hamby get active. No Boston. I mean, it should be full green light to just go for the paint.
I just realized why we have so many plays we like today, and I'm so silly for not understanding that already. We have Golden State first, then we have Minnesota, and then we have the Fever, who's good around the perimeter. So we have 2 of the best defenses, and then one that can help us out with our unders on the Spark. So, that was why today feels so fun. McCain says Coffee under 5 defensive rebounds. Man, all these unders are making my heart warm.
I like that one. Any kind of coffee unders today, I think you're totally fair game.
Dope. Andre Brooks says Billings over 9.5 points. See how I read the overs different?
You did. And there's a little enthusiasm in that voice. I'm trying.
9.5 points for Billings. Ugh, Billings. See how I did that?
Yeah. Well, I mean, it just sucks because we know how well Billings can play, and for whatever reason, coach is just not playing her. I mean, extremely underwhelming the first time that Boston was out. She only played 20 minutes. It was a close game, wasn't in foul trouble, and just didn't get any minutes. So there's just, another player you can just kind of lump in. She should play more minutes. You would assume so, but not necessarily the case. And night by night, it just kind of continues to be a question mark. How close to 20 minutes does she play? Or, does she play under that?
You heard me sigh because I was thinking, man, like, and I see where he's coming from. I didn't realize at first. Boston's out, right? So we don't really know what she's going to do with Boston out, right? The coach could do whatever she wants, and Billings still play the same low minutes. It's the only thing.
Yeah.
So
yeah, the only player I trust for minutes tonight is going to be Kelsey Mitchell.
Yeah, makes sense. Let's see. AFC Angelo says, any thoughts on Alamon tonight? Difficult matchup versus Golden State and feels overpriced on DK at 7,400. She obviously flashed the upside recently and still no Sykes. Minutes should be secure. Tough spot versus Golden State. I would assume with fantasy, the assists matter a lot. Is that going to happen again, you think? Not with Golden State, though.
No, I mean, the assist might be a little bit more difficult. I think for her, she might wield a little bit more potential scoring effort here, but it is going to be a tough spot nonetheless. Burton's going to be guarding her. On DK, so we're talking fantasy for DFS. 7,400 is really high. I don't know if they have everything just pre-priced up because it's a 3-game slate. Now, take me back here, bro. I haven't played DFS in probably like 7 years or something, but I do know 7,400 is a little bit steeper. She's going to have some stocks and a couple extra rebounds like she's been getting. Scoring could be tough. The assists can be real tough for her.
Yeah, I agree. The Young Rail says Agumake 4 3-pointers attempted. Without Plum Dog in there.
Yeah, I mean, hey, she should have a fairly soft matchup tonight. The 3-point attempts, a little bit back and forth throughout the season. I would love the 3.5 line, but I don't think they're ever going to give us that back with Plum being out. Does take more with both Plum being out and Brink, I believe, traditionally. Yeah, it's kind of floating right there on the line. At 4 flat, you are kind of playing for the push, but I can totally see her getting it.
Supreme Juice says, AFC Angelo, you everywhere, my guy. They don't cover DFS here. Yeah, but it's all good, man. Appreciate you being here. And you never know. You can pick up stuff from different things. I know certain shows will probably compare the prices and all that stuff, so might be better for you, but appreciate you being here. Tori says, Mabry 7.5 RA. I think it is too low. I might have to take her over, Tori says. Tori, I've never heard you say the word over, but I will forgive you. 7.5 RA for Mabry is kind of low. What do you think?
It is, yeah. We mentioned that. I think bookies are kind of keeping it on the lower side for good reason. Golden State's going to trap her. I would not be surprised in the slightest to see her with a spike assist performance. The rebounds, a little bit more variance there, but Golden State shoots a ton of threes, so opportunity could easily present itself. I agree. I wanted to real fast circle back to that NECA 3-point attempts. The matchup, I think, still, even without Boston, kind of scares me because should not affect her on-court matchup. She, even though it was a blowout, but still only had 3 attempts this last game. This one, maybe now that I'm looking at it a little bit harder, I think at best you might be getting a push here, to be honest.
Okay. Let's see. AFC Angelo, I hope I'm saying it correct. He was just saying he's a lifer in this game. He does bets and props as well. So welcome, sir. It's all good. Let's see what else we got here. Supreme Juice says, I only know you everywhere because I am also. It's real bettors, real degens like ourselves. Welcome, guys. Mid-range Bully says, Kennedy Burke over 7.5 points.
Yeah, Burke's not too bad. For her, just mostly the minutes, how much of a range is coach giving her to go out and play in the second half. Playing over 20 minutes, a little bit more ideal, but she has been efficient. I'll give her that. Looked really, really sharp over the last month now. Ledger Walker, mostly just eating into a ton of her production and a couple of extra shots along the way too. The line, I think, is totally fair for her, honestly. Just know what you're paying for. The minutes, not necessarily secure. But if the game does end up going towards a blowout, we could see her pick up a lot of extended run in that case. So not too mad at it either.
Deck Sports, he says, yo, what's good, my guys? What's up, man? He says, how y'all feeling about Billings over points and or rebounds tonight with Boston out?
We fell into this trap the first time that Boston ended up being out, and for whatever reason, Coach White just did not want to play Billings at all. I think for her, we kind of touched on for the whole Indiana team, really subject to minutes. They run kind of a wider rotation than we would expect. And for her, I don't trust the minutes. If I knew that she was going to go out and play at least 25 minutes, I'd love it. But there's a real good chance she could play 19 to 20 minutes at most.
The Great 13 says Clark under fantasy.
Hey, that one's not too bad. I know it's a bit of a walk on the wild side, but she could easily go out and have her typical 4, 5, 6 turnover game, and still I think the rebound a little bit questionable for her to pick up an upside there. It's a great PA spot and a great 3-point spot, so just know that if she's feeling herself from 3, then it is what it is. But for minutes, hey, if she goes out and only plays 24, 25 minutes at most, that's a lot of work to do.
Yep, and I'm not even mad about it because it does make sense. If it's too high, got to do it. Let's see. AFC Angela says, if Toronto gets run out of this game, who would you expect to see the biggest bump in minutes from the Golden State bench players? Who should already see a decent bump versus this Toronto team? Looking at Chen and Hayes. So he's talking DFS, trying to find some value at the bottom of the list. Chen or Hayes? You think they're going to get some time? It's hard to know.
Yeah, Chen absolutely will get time. I think she's one of the front runners to kind of pick up minutes there. Salon isn't bad, but I think maybe if we're talking DFS terms, her pricing, I would assume, seeing so much good performances here recently, that she is more adequately priced. I don't mind her. She doesn't necessarily pick up extra time, but she just will see at least some of the key starters sit slightly earlier, like mostly Gabby. If she goes to the bench very early, Salon will soak up a ton of usage in the second half. But yeah, Chen, great spot for her. Hayes also.
Oh, Hayes, yeah. He said Chen or Hayes.
Yeah.
He said Chen and Hayes, my bad.
Yeah, just kind of throwing some ideas out there. Oh, bro, you don't know, man. I used to be knee-deep in the DFS game.
Yeah.
Oh, bro, you have no idea.
Yeah.
I've been itching actually to get back on that here recently.
I liked it for a while until all the people started coming in with their million lineups. But I'm assuming you can do it in a cool way where you can only put in one lineup, and I'm sure there's cool ways to do it now.
The only thing about that is it's not us versus the house. It's player versus player, and once the prop game really kind of busted open wide with Prizepicks, I was like, well, this just makes way more sense.
Yeah, then we're all on the same team. It is a lot of fun. We can beat bookies and whoop them and talk about it, and
win
money. Yeah, it's probably easier to win as well. McCain says Hamby under 26 PRA. Big Hamby under. McCain, this might not be the place for that, sir.
Yeah, with Boston being out, I would be a little bit concerned there. Her field goal attempts, volume, all that stuff has looked pretty sharp the last couple games now. The rebound downside, however, I do love that. I think there's mega. And let's hop down the rabbit hole here real fast. This is the same reason why she crapped out on us this last game was the 3-point shooting, 3-pointers. Yeah, look at that. Man, my memory's good. Yeah, this happened last time. And I think, bro, even last season we took her for this under. Yep, for this exact reason right here. They just tee off from 3 and Hamby gets stuck underneath the glass with whoever. Now, Boston beat out kind of sucks, but this, honestly, bro, is this 8.5 anywhere? Because I would totally go under that. That's not bad. That's not
Hard
bad.
Rock. Is that the only place? Let me look, because Props Builder does that kind of funny stuff sometimes.
That's a good bring up there. Yeah, we might actually lock that in.
Starfall got a fun one too right after. Hamby rebounds. Oh, I don't see any 8.5s. Bovada, Rebet, Onyx, Props Builder, they're all 7.5.
Dang. Hey, look out for this live. This could be an easy back pocket target too.
She gets a quick rebound or two.
I remember this too, because Indiana bottom at the end of rebounds allowed per game. I think they're actually least, dead last in rebounds per game, and then defensive rebounds dead last. So that makes a lot of sense. Yeah, I like that, man. We actually might play this. We got to find it. We got to find it at 8.5. If not, this is definitely going on the list for a live bet.
Now he said Hamby. He said PRA, but you like the rebounds, right? Not the PRA.
Yeah, I mean, you could talk me on the PRA. Just know this is a better scoring matchup for her, especially with Boston being out.
Okay, so we'll watch for the rebounds. Sandra B says thoughts on who stands up most with Olivia Miles out. May have missed it.
Courtney Williams, most benefactor, or the best benefactor by far. And then I think McBride, truthfully, probably next in line. And then Howard and McBride, maybe the 2B, 2C kind of players. But I think Courtney, McBride, and then Howard. And then whoever else don't matter.
Okay. Starfall says Mabry under 34 fantasy looks so good. 34 fantasy. Tell me about it, E. Because I love Mabry unders. It's going to be so fun if she can just not go off. And this is Golden State, so I'm excited. If her lines are too high, it'll be fun to go under. 34.
What was the line?
He said 34.
Yeah, 34. So I'm assuming the 34 was on Prizepicks. It looks like, unfortunately, she did bump down to 33. Underdog still has her at 34.05. Maybe that was one you're talking about. It is still fairly appropriate, I would say. I mean, she's at 20 points, 7.5 RA, so that is right around that 30 marker. Now, she does come with hella turnovers, and this matchup is one that would cause a lot of turnovers, so I do like that. Mostly, I think, really just whatever random blocks and steals she gets. Like, this is the only high variance thing that she does have. Last season, didn't have any in this matchup. So it does look good. Yeah, honestly, it does look good. As long as Burton's not being dumb or Gabby and just turning the ball over right to her, I think that's fine. But plenty of weight for scoring downside here.
Cool. I'm going to throw that on a slip for fun. That's fun. Always fun to cheer against her. Douglas says, afternoon, fellas. Just wanted to say you guys have become my go-to for WNBA analysis. Keep up the great work. We all appreciate it.
Thank you. Love to hear that.
Hell yeah. Quiz says, with all the home teams being underdogs, why not three-way parlay all three straight bet money lines? Well, I'll give you my answer. Because WNBA is crazy hard to think that logical things are going to happen. You can do it, and it might happen. But we've tried for years to make the normal things, practical things happen we thought that should happen. They don't. That's my answer.
Yeah, it's honestly kind of the Wild West with money lines and stuff. I mean, look at New York. They've had plenty of disappointing games so far this season. Didn't Connecticut win this last game against Minnesota, right? The massive upset that was. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, like that, for example, Connecticut or Minnesota was minus 1,000 to still win the game, even with Miles out. So, well, one thing I will say, I typically will favor the home teams if I'm going to pick on a money line of that sorts. But the spread's also kind of fair. Interesting, this one locked. I don't think we got any news, did we? No. I could totally see Connecticut covering this spread, though. Plus 6 points, something like that. That's not bad.
It's just hard, man. Spreads and money lines, bro. Like, we've just kind of gone away from it. We used to try, and so many times we've been burnt that it's like, what do they say? What's the thing? You're crazy or you're insane if you do the same thing over and over and with the same result or whatever that is. Yeah, we're that. So we got past that.
Yeah.
Can't do it, man.
Yeah.
Cadence says Nia points and rebounds under 15.
Coffee? Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
But 15 though?
Is that?
You're okay with the 15?
Well,
Is that all we got now?
I mean, that is a. No, that's a prize picks. I'm gonna assume this is prize picks. Yeah, prize picks. I like it. It is a bumped line. It's bumped twice now, technically speaking. So heed a little bit of caution.
Okay. Caitlin Clark under 10.5 RA.
Oh, real fast. If you're gonna play the coffee bumps, I would play the 17.5 PRA.
Okay. Or if you have offshore, if I play the 19.5 PRA, don't forget that one.
Ooh, that's you. Clark, I love her. I love her lines today. Just minutes limit.
The Gale's here. What's up? It says the WNBA DFS is rocking. Took down big tournament a few times last month. That's what's up, man. Yeah. Put us on game. Let us know how to do it. Maybe it's something to look at. Lacan under fantasy score. T Madden says Lacan under. We haven't talked about Lacan at all. What about her under fantasy?
Yeah, well, I mean, she's been pretty active in the blocks and the steals. A little bit more added pressure on her on-court her on-court person. So, I mean, as long as she doesn't pick up all these blocks and steals like last game, should be all right. But she's been slightly, the engine that could, doing a lot for the team. Playmaking continues to be spotty at best. Rebounds are down. Mostly, I think you're just straight up scoring the points and then whatever blocks and steals.
Alrighty. Kev Thomas says wet from the cord got Seawill over 34.55 fantasy points. Wet gotta play. Let's go. What do you think about Seawill fantasy? I mean, she's been doing it. How's that fantasy lineup?
Well, if it's at 35, it's a nice discount from Prizepicks.
He said 34.55.
Yeah, I'm assuming it's a difference between the sites. So 34 and some change. She's 37.5 on Prizepicks. Yeah, it's a big difference.
Okay. Dopeness.
I like it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
McCain says Adota over 3.5 field goals made. And we got a couple more and we can get out of here.
Yeah, I love Adota. That's a super low line for her. Gets to the free throw line a fair amount, but still a good spot or reasonable spot.
T-Biz says, I'm fading all your picks.
Yeah. Hey, that's okay.
I bet you'll lose. Slumber Ryan says, first basket in Golden State versus Tempo.
It's either Gabby or Mabry. They always take the first shots.
Whole lot of dumb says, what money lines would y'all run? None. Whole lot of dumb says, what teams y'all got winning tonight? None. I'm just playing, but it's really difficult, man. It's really hard. We were just saying it. I gave up on it. I'm not even trying. What do you think, E?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I do like Golden State. I could see them easily picking this one up. Minnesota should have a better bounce back performance. Sparks, this game, I'm just going to total fade. There's too much stuff going on in that last game.
You got to think of it like this, guys, real quick, and we'll get out of here. Money lines are the thing most people bet on, so they're going to spend the most time putting energy into the lines. Yes, sir.
Brittany Griner's out.
Woo! Now what do?
We
Adota.
love Nelson Adota even more.
Yeah. Man, just you think about that. I'll give you a second. I was just saying, if you want to bet money lines and spreads because it's fun for you, cool. And I know some people are really good at it, but it's really hard. It's really difficult. There's not as many edges. You can find edges with stuff like what's happening right now. Like Brittany Griner's out. You have lines you can find on these different sites where they're not going to move them. You can think in your mind, okay, Brittany Griner's out. Where's the value? You're not getting value on these money lines and spreads. Because if you look at it and go, Brittany Griner's out, I think Minnesota has a better chance to win now. Yeah, kinda. But how many times have we seen this type of stuff happen where it doesn't happen the way you think? So just throwing that out there.
I will say, since we were already talking about this play, I do think this becomes a lot stronger of a play right here. This is definitely getting bumped or taken away.
Who else on now think is the blowout occurring today?
Oh, she gone.
She gone.
Yeah, I mean, hey, there's a real good chance that could happen, y'all. I mean, Griner was the only reason this last game was, the way it was. But now take her out of it. Okay, obviously, that makes us like Nelson Adota a hell of a lot more. Her rebounds should look even better. Yeah.
Her rebounds are crazy. Natasha Howard's assists a little scarier now.
It
Not
does
really.
slightly.
Maybe.
But
okay, what else were you going to say?
The Adota rebounds, does that maybe even become like a 2-unit play? Because, I mean, they have nobody else. It's literally going to be her and Edwards starting.
If you can find the good line. It's kind of like the AT one, I think. I think if you want to do this play, you play the normal play now.
Yeah, just double down on it if you have.
Yeah.
I think we're going to do that, man, because, I mean, they have nobody else to play. Even in a blowout, like, none of that is going to matter. She's going to have to play if she's not in foul trouble.
7.5 minus 104 on Onyx. 6.5. Ooh. Holler back. Well, 6.5 is only minus 175. Now, it's not the best payout, but the difference in a 1 rebound sometimes is crucial. I don't know what to say. I like them both. You think just throw another unit on the normal 7.5?
Yeah.
Okay.
The 7.5?
Yeah. Because 6.5 is minus 175. So, you're betting $100 to get back like 60.
I mean, honestly, it should be. Who else is going to play? Like, let me look at their depth chart here. I mean, I think that they have Beers, I guess, will play, but I mean, Nelson Adota is going to continue to be at the 5, and then I mean, it's either Beers or Edwards, and between the two of them,
the only thing is they come out and get blown the hell out. Adota gets in foul trouble, and then we're sitting there. Excuse my French. I think the term is with our dick in our hand, and we're like, God damn it, bro! Like, we're fucked. You've seen that happen many times. It's a perfect play, but there is a scenario where she gets in foul trouble, sits, and they lose by 30.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Well, that's okay. We'll just let it ride with what we have right now, because we also still need to see who ends up getting that spot start. Now, that does make Kennedy Burke a hell of a lot more appealing as well. She's not going to have, she's not going to have Edwards or Morrow competing for usage off the bench, so she will be asked to score the ball tonight.
Let me ask you this, and I know we're crunched for time, but what does that say for unders? Does anything pop up for under? Because we always think, who's going to play now? Who's going to do better? But we've known that can backfire. Is there anything with unders that just changes for us? Or not really? Because maybe the blowout thing? I don't know. It's a weird one.
I mean, honestly, I would still be tempted to pick on either Edwards or Diamond Miller if we get props for either one of those players. And then from the guards, Rivers, I would take a chance on. Lacan is going to shoot the ball a lot more. Does it go in? Who knows with her, but her volume will go up with Griner out. We've already seen that.
T. Madden says Natasha Howard fantasy score. Carissa says take another hit, underrated, scare money, don't make money. Hey, I will say, and I'm glad you said that. I'm glad you said that because it does make me think if you don't have any Adota, I would get Adota in now, guys. But we already have some money on her, so. But yeah, her rebounds, if you don't have anything on her, that play just gets better. But yeah, it is right too. Scared money, don't make money. I like smart money though, a little bit better than scared money. King Kel says, bro, what? That's with anything. I think we got through them all. The only other one we didn't get to that I did want to ask you is where did you guys see Caitlin Clark's minutes restriction? Easy Money Sicilian says it's just kind of been a known thing I've been hearing them say. She even said it. I heard the coach say it. Do I have it in writing? Not necessarily. Do you, E? Are you looking at the
I mean, No, I'm looking for the actual thing that's on it, but
We're at 100 likes.
there was some coach speak about it. We knew that she was going to be limited.
We got 100 likes, see?
We did. Oh my goodness! Hey, y'all are absolutely amazing. Seriously, thank you.
I'll tell you guys, I'm more happy with 100 likes than putting another unit on Nelson Adota and winning. I don't even care. I'd rather have 100 likes. You guys are awesome. Caden says, bless y'all. Thank you. I'll be tuning in and putting in a line. Keep up the hustle. That's what's up. Glad to have you. Welcome. Let's get some money today, guys. We got some good plays. If you don't have a Dota in and you can find her 6.5 alt rebounds, looks like a smash. 7.5, I still don't mind. We can add another unit at that if you want to. Carissa made me think again. She said, I'm a loser and I'm scared money don't make money, and made me cry. No, I've just been in times where we think that it's going to happen. We have 2 units and then everything goes wrong. I don't want to do that. McBride versus Nelson Adota on fantasy score in a vacuum. McBride versus Nelson Adota now. DFS-ish. Which one?
Well, you're probably getting a hell of a lot better price on Nelson Adota right now. I know how midday news is a major impact for DFS stuff, so I'd probably lean Nelson Adota here. The game could blow out. I mean, you kind of honestly stuck in the same situation with either player, but her usage should be way, way higher with no grinder now.
All right, let's get the hell out of here. T. Madden says, I appreciate the help. Thank you so much. Thank you, bro. Hopefully it works out. You know, and if it doesn't, it is what it is. We put in our time. We put in our everything we can do, put our money in strong positions. They don't win all the time, but long term, we will make it happen. That is how it works. Kev says game time in 10 minutes. So, yeah. What's up?
Yeah, so here's actually the article that I was looking for. Scott Agnes, he's their beat writer for the Indiana team, and he was saying she does expect to be on a minutes restriction, likely right around 20 minutes or so. So, I mean, coaches have been a little bit, loosey-goosey with as far as what the actual, translates to the minutes on court, but saying she's going to be playing about 20 minutes. How close to 20 minutes does about 20 minutes mean? 18 minutes? Does that mean 25 minutes? But her being on a minutes limit, just know that. That's why her props are so low.
Yeah, and I don't even mind the under fantasy, and I love Caitlin, and you know it. Let's get out of here.
Yes, sir. All right, y'all. We'll be back tomorrow, 3 games again. Good luck tonight on everything. We'll catch y'all in the Discord, all right? Later. Peace.
Hate you.
Just cash.
Fuck you, Prizepicks! Hate you. Fuck you, Prizepicks! Hate you. Fuck you, Prizepicks! Hate you. Fuck you, Prizepicks!
But I've had enough.